two EV charging stations. Same street, same equipment, same price per kilowatt hour. One of them made over $100,000 last year. The other one couldn't even cover its own electricity bill. Same business, same machines, same city. Completely different outcome. And once you understand why, you'll never look at passive income the same way again. Because here's the truth almost nobody tells you: most people think this business is about selling electricity. The people actually getting rich from it, they're not selling electricity at all. They found something hiding inside this business that everyone else walked right past. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which side of that gap you'd be standing on: the $100,000 side, or the one still checking their bank account, wondering where it all went wrong. 10 years ago, owning a gas station was considered one of the safest bets in business. Guaranteed traffic. Guaranteed demand. Cars would always need fuel, and drivers would always stop. It felt permanent, untouchable. Then the ground shifted quietly, without anyone announcing it. Battery technology got better. Governments started paying people to switch to electric. Every major car company launched their own EV lineup. Nobody woke up one day and saw the change coming. It happened in the background, one small headline at a time, until suddenly, millions of drivers needed something a gas station could never give them. Not fuel. A place to plug in and wait. An entirely new industry was born almost overnight, and by the time most people even noticed it existed, the early movers were already years ahead. Here's what almost everyone assumes when they hear EV charging station. Buy electricity cheap. Sell it expensive. Keep the difference. Simple math, simple business. That's the story poor logic tells itself. It sounds logical. It sounds safe. And it's almost completely wrong. Wealth logic asks a very different question. Not what am I selling, but what is the customer actually paying for? Because the highest earners in this space figured something out early, and they never advertised it. Nobody is really paying you for electricity. They're paying you for their own time they didn't plan to spend, sitting still with nowhere else to be. Think about a gas station customer. They're in and out in 5 minutes. They barely look up from their phone. Now think about an EV driver. 30 minutes, 40, sometimes a full hour, waiting for a charge. Most people see that as a weakness of the technology. Wealth logic sees it as the entire opportunity. Every extra minute someone is forced to sit still is a minute somebody else gets to profit from them. The coffee shop next door. The restaurant across the lot. The mall attached to the parking garage. The hotel down the street. And this is the part poor logic completely misses. Some of the smartest station owners barely make money from the charger itself on purpose. The charger was never the product. It's the bait. It pulls a captive audience in and holds them there just long enough for everything around it to get paid instead. Now here's where most people quit before they've even started. One single fast charger costs around $50,000 in equipment alone. Add installation another $50,000. Then permits, concrete work, electrical upgrades, networking fees. Add it all up, and you're standing at roughly $100,000 before a single car has ever plugged in. That number alone is enough to convince 90% of people this business isn't for them. They see the price tag and walk away. But rich logic never starts with how much does this cost. It starts with a completely different question, one most people never even think to ask. And that question is exactly what separates the station making 6 figures a year from the one barely surviving. Let's say the cars start coming. 1 car. Then 5. Then a steady stream, every single day. On the surface, it looks like easy money. Electricity goes in, cash comes out. Except electricity isn't a flat, predictable cost. Demand charges spike during peak hours. Maintenance quietly creeps in. Software and network subscriptions bill you every single month. Payment processors take their cut off every transaction. Insurance, repairs, downtime. This is exactly where the failing station and the $100 000 stations start to look identical on paper, same revenue, same traffic, same equipment costs. But in reality, they are nowhere close to the same business. So what was the real difference all along? It wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It wasn't even how much money they invested up front. The station making $100,000 a year wasn't just selling electricity, it was sitting exactly where people were already forced to stop, wait, and spend money on something else. Near a busy shopping center. Beside a popular restaurant strip. Inside a parking structure people were already using every single day. The failing station? Same equipment, same investment, same electricity rates, just sitting in the wrong place where nobody had a reason to stay even one extra minute. Here's the wealth logic nobody tells you up front, and it applies to a lot more than charging stations. This was never really a business about owning a charger. It was a business about owning the right location, the one spot where people are already forced to stop, wait, and spend. Same machines, same money invested, same electricity flowing through the wires. One owner understood that simple truth. The other one never did. And that single piece of understanding is the entire difference between a station quietly earning $100,000 a year and one that can't even pay its own power bill.